It is the burning question that gets answered every year on February 2nd. Will it be a long winter or an early spring? And that answer comes courtesy of a groundhog, or rather groundhogs. From Wired and Willie to Punxsutawney Phil, the beloved rodents crawl out of their holes on Groundhog Day to tell us our fate. Did it see its shadow or not? And perhaps, because I think this is something Aaron Rand has always wanted, perhaps you've always wanted a resource to track all of the different groundhogs and their reactions. Well, look no
No,
more.
I can't say that's the case. No, not
Look
for me.
no more. Your prayers have been answered.
My
There's
players have been answered. What players? I want to know one thing. You said they just crawl out of do they crawl out of their holes or are they dragged out of their holes?
A bit of both. A bit of
Okay.
both. The good news is there is a new website called groundhogday.com. Paul Craig is the web developer who put it together, and he joins us now. Hi, Paul.
Hi, Natasha. Nice to meet you, sort of.
You too.
Sort of. Yeah, sort of. Okay, so listen, I think the first question I have to ask you is why, Paul? Why?
The inspiration came from my girlfriend, who her birthday is on February 2nd. So it's Groundhog Day. I, being from Ontario, the groundhog that I was familiar with is Wiarton Willie from Wiarton, Ontario. And she was telling me, I had no idea. She was saying that in Alberta, they have their own groundhog. His name is Balzac Billy. He's from Calgary. And when you look him up, he's just a full-grown adult wearing kind of like a sports mascot uniform. So he's just a guy in a suit.
What?
And I had no idea this was even allowed. And when you look it up, I mean, pardon the pun, but the rabbit hole goes so much deeper than that. So I think I was just fascinated by this and made it my mission over the next year to catalog all these groundhogs, where they live, what their predictions are, and ultimately, are they even groundhogs or not?
That's the real question. Who's the guy in the suit? He's disqualified. Okay, how many groundhogs are we talking about? And is there sort of like a groundhog consensus, generally speaking?
So, good question. So on my site, I track 75. The number might change this year, but currently 75, 14 in Canada, 61 in the U.S. Most of them are some kind of groundhog. Some are people, some are stuffed animals, some are other animals.
Jeez.
Some are taxidermy groundhogs. And the consensus, so on the site I track what they predicted and basically a majority consensus. So last year, the majority of groundhogs predicted longer winter. The year before, early spring. And this year, who knows?
Right. So in other words, no consensus basically from year to year.
No, they're scientifically, yes. But the groundhogs themselves are not super consistent. Yeah.
What, they're not in cahoots? They don't communicate with each other?
No, they can't use phones.
Well, I have a secret theory that often the person who communicates the prediction is a local officiant, maybe a mayor, and there's a lot of people there, a lot of kids, and you're standing in front of a big crowd, and it's like maybe you just want to say early spring so everyone's happy. But so a lot of early spring, but it's a bit hard to know. I don't think they're a cabal. No, I think they individually, you could imagine.
They won't be taking over the world anytime soon. That's very, very handy to know. I'm curious as well. All the ones that you study, regardless of whether they're real or not, or they're people, do they have events tied to all of them? Does someone, I mean, when you said the mayor standing out in front, I know that traditional scene, Punxsutawney Phil, the mayor, council people, whatever. Does this happen everywhere?
Not always. Sometimes it is very humble. Some people have a personal, like almost like a pet groundhog who lives on their property. Or there's one in Victoria. There's an NGO that is trying to raise awareness of the Vancouver Island marmot. So now we're doing their job for them, and they don't exactly have a ceremony, but they will make a prediction based on the weather. And I mean, they often put a video up on their Facebook or Twitter, but it might just be somebody working there, checking their animal that they have. They're kind of a handler. So yeah, not always a ceremony. Okay. I think the fun ones are ceremonies. Ceremonies are traditional. Sometimes there's a pancake breakfast.
Oh.
Ooh, pancake breakfast. I have a lot of questions, Paul. Probably too many questions, but let's just, there's been a lot of controversy of late with the marmots and the groundhogs here in Canada and Quebec. There was even a scandal about Wiarton Willie, the albino.
Yes.
They replaced, Aaron's rolling his eyes, but they replaced him. They were dead. There was a fake. And then last year they pulled a guy out.
What a story.
Come on. Okay, Paul, set Aaron straight for me. There's been a lot of controversy.
Yeah, there's basically 5 ways to do groundhog continuity. So I can list them if you want, but yeah,
Please.
it's definitely, it's not that everyone does the same thing.
Well, a dead groundhog really puts a damper on.
What a murder mystery this is.
I agree. Not my favorite kind, but yeah. So I guess briefly, Punxsutawney Phil, they claim has lived for over 100 years. So I think they're doing the Indiana Jones. They swap them out for a new one. Some of the older ones in Pennsylvania, they have a taxidermy groundhog. So there's your classic dead groundhog, not my favorite. Sometimes they do kind of aristocratic method where they will keep saying, this is Phil the 8th, this is Phil the 9th. So they don't hide that it's a new groundhog.
God.
Sometimes they just change the name, right? So it was like last year it was Harvey, or last year it was Ollie, this year is Harvey, like in Ontario.
Mm-hmm.
And the saddest one actually is when they just stop. So sometimes the groundhog dies, they don't do it anymore. It's sad. It's kind of a fun event, so it would be nice to find some form of continuity. But yeah, the one in Quebec last year, Fred Lemarmotte, he died. I think what happened, my suspicion, is that they didn't notice until it was too late, and they weren't prepared with a backup groundhog. So, But we'll see what happens this year.
Yeah, you need that follow-up year-round to make sure they're okay.
The video footage of that event went completely because they literally came out and said Fred is dead, and you hear people gasping and children start to cry, and like that is not how to do this. So yes, scandal and controversy aside, I feel like I need to know, Paul, and your girlfriend, you said her birthday is on February 2nd. I happen to know 2 other people who are born on that day as well. Do you have a favorite groundhog? Are you emotionally attached, or is she to any of these guys that you've been tracking, or gals?
She's from Alberta. I think she has a soft spot for Balzac Billy. Not my favorite. My favorite are the regional variants. So it might be the one in Nova Scotia. So there's one in Texas, Armadillo. There's one in Seattle, Beaver. We like beavers in Canada, so we should probably have our own, but it's only in the U.S. The one in Nova Scotia is a lobster. I think that's kind of a fun twist on the whole event. So, yeah, I like when people swap in kind of new animals.
And then I find, is there a lot of boys? Like, where are the girl groundhogs?
Is this sexist now because there are no girl groundhogs? Is that the issue here?
It does vary sometimes. So I talked about sometimes new ones. So Essex Ed has changed into Lady Edwina, so that's one of the reasons you might have a new one. The one, actually, this is progressive. The one in, you have to forgive me, I'm not sure. The one in Nova Scotia, Shubenacadie. Sam?
I'm saying it wrong too. How do you say it, Aaron?
Shubenacadie.
Shubenacadie.
Right, Shubenacadie Sam,
yeah. Shubenacadie Sam is gender agnostic, so they will sometimes have a boy groundhog and sometimes a girl groundhog. It doesn't actually matter. So. Maybe that's the way that you could square the circle here.
Yeah, well, look at that. We're running short on time. I just wonder, is there a planned feature film here, a documentary of some kind that you're working on? You have a lot of information here. I think that might be, something people might look forward to.
I'm thinking a Soprano-style miniseries. I'm trying to pitch to Netflix. So if you know anyone, I'd be happy to do a
That's good. I would love to see that. Groundhogs with guns. That's what we're waiting to see. I think that would be fantastic.
As long as
First
it's not...
season is Fred Lemarmotte.
Yeah, exactly. And as long as they're not taxidermied, please.
Okay. Still can't get over that.
So you clearly are going to have a very busy day ahead of you this Friday because you're going to be tracking all of this and entering it and people can follow along.
Yeah, it's a very manual task. Someone has to go do it, but this is my lot in life. So
that's awful.
It falls to me,
God bless you. So if they want to follow along, what is the site? Groundhog Day?
Yeah,
Groundhog.
Important. There's a dash in the middle, so Groundhog
Day. Okay. Groundhog-day.com tomorrow to track all the various groundhogs, or well, not tomorrow, but on February 2nd around the world.
On Friday.
Thank you so much, Paul. Best of luck.
It was a pleasure to chat and raise awareness of probably the most important holiday of the year.
Clearly.
Indeed.
And let us know if that next Netflix deal comes through because I want to see that show. Take care now.
I also want to see it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I know you do.